What's going on, community? It's your boy Kirk the Creator. This is Clipper Connect, and today I'm going to do a tutorial for you guys with a mid-ball fade. A mid-ball fade. What I'm doing right now is I'm removing the hair and setting my first guideline with my trimmers. As you notice, I am not turning the trimmers upside down to create a hard line. It makes zero sense for you to set hard guidelines only to fight them at the end. It adds more time to your project. It takes away from the fluidity of the haircut and creates this obstacle that you have to continually fight. And you know pretty much that your clipper is not going to be able to handle getting that bulk line out, right? Or that guideline out. So don't set a guideline with the clipper facing down like you're pretty much given a lineup. Always, 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 I can't say it enough, set your first guideline in this direction, just like you would if you were using your clippers. Once you set your first guideline, now with the clipper open, using the half guard, I'm going to knock down the bulk, which is going to give me the low wavelength that this client actually wants. If you notice with the wall system, as I call it, and using these guards, with the reach of the lever and the blade, you're only getting a half anyway. So adding another half to it is technically a 1. And all I'm doing is knocking down the bulk, removing all the excess hair. But what I don't like is how the client is almost getting red right at the carotid ridge and right by the vertical bar, because I have a disconnect from the clipper in my hand to the guard that's on the clipper to the customer's head. It's this missing link that makes me see, feel, and hear with the play that I'm removing hair. Even though I can technically see it, it's not coming off the way that I would intend for it to come off using this system. Remember, I fade down and I blend up. I don't do, after the initial guideline, I don't do a second guideline and I don't do a third guideline. They serve zero purpose. It's just you setting something that you got to remove in the first place. And a lot of people use that method and it works perfect for them. It doesn't work perfect for me because that's not what I use and that's not what I prefer. And I just think that it uses a lot of time and unnecessary work just to get to the same result. And you'll see what I mean as you continue watching the video. I always like to keep my canvas pretty clean so I can always see what's next and what to do and where to go with it. So now what I'm doing is keeping the blades open and I'm working my way up. I'm blending up, I'm blending out the rest of the hair just so I can, again, start my blend. I've already done my fade. I faded down, which is knocking off the excess bulk, and now I'm blending up. As I'm blending up, I'm staying right around the carotid ridge area, not necessarily going past that because I don't want to change my transition. So now I'm going to close it and flicker it all the way through. Instead of leaving it flat, I'm going to tilt it a little bit and I'm going to flicker all the way through. Not going up, I'm staying kind of midway and I'm knocking it out and flickering out, doing my transition to my blend. As you can already see though, the haircut is already forming without no guidelines besides the initial, because you gotta have the initial. There's no way around that. Technically there is, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But what I'm doing here is I'm just feathering out, flickering out my blend. What I've done now is I've removed the guard, so no guard, flickering out, not keeping the blade flush to the client's head. Always keep it tilted. It allows you not to have to create another guideline. So now I'm at the lowest, almost the lowest point of the fade, and then I'm just, again, knocking down bulk to knock out any transitional lines that you may have seen. And by tilting the clipper downwards and just slowly raking it down, slowly blending it down, just to, again, get rid of all the transitional lines. So I'm back now, flickering, feathering, keeping it off the head, just using the tip, the very point of the blade, and getting right into my transition, knocking it out. You just seeing the haircut form, blending up, fading down. I just put the lever halfway now, and I'm just flickering out because I'm at the very end of the fade. Moving my guard to open to half, open to half, just so I can, again, play with that blend. So right now, technically, I'm in my polish work. So I've skipped over second guideline, third guideline, getting rid of the second guideline, getting rid of the third guideline, and then trying to fight myself, getting rid of the initial guideline. I skipped all those steps and literally faded down and blended up. And as you see right now, I have it all the way closed because I didn't create a hard guideline. I can close the clipper and flicker, keeping the belly, what I call the belly or the back of the blade, off the client's head, and only using the tip, peak, or edge, however you want to call it, of the clipper, and knocking out that initial guideline. Now that the blend and the fade is over, I grab my trusted high vis, and I'm beginning my crafting right here. I'm giving it some final touches. I do this part without finishing my blend so I can literally step back, refresh my eyes, and go back at it with a fresh new pair of eyes. Give yourself about 10 seconds, close your eyes for 10 seconds or look away for 10 seconds, and then go right back to the hair, and you will see if there's any more lines, if there's any bulk, if there's anything that does not belong there with that refreshed eyes. I'm telling you, it works and it helps. If you're just constantly staring at something, your eyes will play tricks on you. So you just step away for roughly 10 seconds. Don't do 5, that's too quick. Let your eyes reset, your mind reset. Look at somebody else's haircut. Look at something on TV, or look at your phone, do something and reset your eyes, and then go back in with a fresh pair of eyes. And I guarantee you, you're gonna see all kinds of opportunities to clean that fade up. I go ahead and clean off the face like the client requested. You don't have much facial hair, so that's pretty simple. Take that trimmer, bring it all the way up into the haircut. Stay away from that initial guideline area, because you know your trimmer is very, very, especially the high vis is very, very sharp. So I don't want nothing to create another line. So now I'm doing my absolute polish work after looking away. And I'm telling you, I start seeing things that, like, okay, this needs a little bit touching. Take your last 2 to 6 teeth of your clipper and just start doing your polish work. Open it up and smoothing out that blend, smoothing out that blend. All by just using the edge of the clipper. Just working your way and making it beautiful. not much left to say. Now we come to the end, and here's the finished product. Clean. Client did not want any enhancements. Y'all are doing an amazing job with the views and the likes and the comments, but I need them subscriptions, y'all. Put me on the map. It's your boy Kirk the Creator. This is Clipper Connect, and that was a tutorial mid ball fade. Catch you on the next one.